Hello, welcome back to Java Enjoy. Make sure you've got some Java or tea or water or whatever your comfort beverage of choice is, and get settled in, relax, pull up a comfy seat so that we can have some you time, some us time, time just for yourself. That's what this time is for you, okay? So deep breaths, relax the shoulders, unclench your jaw, your knees, wherever you're holding tension. Take a sip of that beverage and settle in. We are going to be covering a topic that's honestly very personal to me. It's gonna have some vulnerable moments for sure, but it's something that I think we so need to speak up about. I'm calling this boundaries, boldness, and being heard. This one is going to be about advocacy, something that I have really learned some lessons on this year, and that I hope we can start speaking up more about as women. So I want you to think about this. Have you ever ignored a little whisper from your body or from your gut, only for it to become a scream later? I have. And although I'm going to be speaking about mostly this health focus, this is not about just speaking up about your health as far as like your physical wellness. This is about women speaking up in general. This is about empowerment, self-love, and the courage to advocate for yourself. As women, we're often taught to be nice, or not to make a fuss, be ladylike, and just kind of be quiet. And that's not right. It teaches us to ignore symptoms, to overextend ourselves or overexert. And staying silent can harm our health, our relationships, and our joy. And it's time that we stop being silent. It is time that we speak up. Because let me tell you, it could save your life. And that might sound dramatic, but it's true. Back in, April/May, when I fell and injured my ankle. About a week later, I knew something didn't feel right in my leg. I knew it. And when I went to the ER, they dismissed me. They were going to send me away. They're like, nope, you're fine. You're just having pain from the sprained ankle. I said, no, I know pain. I know muscle pain. I've been a runner for 15 plus years. My legs always hurt. Every muscle hurts. This is not muscle. I'm very concerned and I want you to check it. They continued to argue with me. And thank goodness, I'm not a quiet girl. Never have been. I'm not shy. And I speak up for myself, regardless of social expectations. Hasn't always been received well by some people. But luckily for me, I never cared what others thought. I always spoke my mind, but I know how many women are afraid to do so. And had I not spoke my mind and said, okay, I tell you what, you sign a paper saying you refused to do an ultrasound or check my leg before I leave, so that if something happens, my husband can sue you later. Let me tell you, hospitals don't like the S word. They don't like hearing sue. So you know what they did? They gave me an ultrasound. And you know what they found? A blood clot. And I'm not going to go into teaching you all the health things in the world. You can Google. But just know that blood clots can be very deadly if not treated. They can break off, travel directly to your lungs, your heart, or your brain, and kill you instantly. They are no joke. They're not just, oh, I have a boo-boo, put a Band-Aid on and send you on the way. No, they require careful monitoring, regulation, medication, all these things. So I look at it as, had I not advocated for myself, I literally could have went home, went to bed that night, and not woke up again. Is it likely? I mean, it's a small percentage, but it still can happen, and it happens to people every single day in this country. I'm not going to get into a bunch of statistics, but if you look up how many people pass away from blood clots a year in America, I think you will be shocked. It is startling. There's not a lot of knowledge about it in education. There should be, and I will be a big advocate for that as well moving forward. But the real thing it taught me is how important it is to speak up, and you have to listen to your body. So that's what we're going to talk about, because again, it may not be a blood clot or an injury. It could just be your body giving you signs that you are burnt out, overworked. Think about if you've ever had like fatigue that just won't go away, or really bad mood swings that are unexplainable. Those are little whispers in your body telling you something is wrong. So one thing I encourage, well, my life coaching clients and all of you, is to keep a journal, like a wellness journal, and write down patterns and do self-check-ins, like, how do I feel today? And write down, oh, I felt tired, or maybe I was really emotional today. Things were really up and down. Also track your cycle with that so that you can see those patterns going hand in hand as well. But if it's not going hand in hand, then maybe it's not the cycle causing that. Maybe it's something else. And honestly, at the end of the day, us women, we are blessed with like a really good intuition. We have great self-instincts. That's why we're so good at being nurturers and caregivers, because we know how to worry. We know how to care. We know how to question everything, because that's all we do. But for some reason, when our own bodies are telling us something, we dismiss it. But think about this. Think about your spouse, your daughter, your son, your best friend, your mother, your father. If they were telling you something doesn't feel right, would you encourage them to get it checked, to look into it? Probably. You'd be more concerned about them than yourself. And that's okay. It's normal for us to put others first as women. It's just how we're wired. And that's okay. But we have to learn to turn those tables around and listen to ourselves as well. It's easier said than done. And I get that. And I think sometimes we get busy and we neglect ourselves. And then the other side of this is the advocacy. It's the speaking up. A lot of us are afraid to speak up, or to speak up with confidence. Like we might have enough bravery to say, oh, I don't feel well. Can you look into this? But when they say, oh, I'm sure you're fine, it's nothing, that never happens, it's rare, they're going to tell you it's rare, things like this. That's where speaking up with confidence comes in. And that's where we as women need to learn to come with a list. So again, I'm tying this into healthcare at the moment, but if you're going to a doctor's appointment, you need to have a list. Here's the things that I'm dealing with. Here are the symptoms. And be ready to ask for tests. If they say no, you demand the tests. And if they still say no, you go get a second opinion. I had a total of 4 opinions. And I just went and saw my newest doctor last week. And I waited months to get into this person because they came highly regarded. They are the best in the country. And I was willing to wait, and I'm glad I did, because when I went and saw them, they agreed to do all the extra testing that all my other doctors didn't want to do. My other doctors just wanted me to finish my meds and move on with life. I wanted them to check further, make sure there weren't more underlying things that could be going on in my body, and they just kept telling me that's not necessary. Because our medical system is reactive, not proactive. That's the American medical system for you. They'd rather wait until something bad happens and then treat it versus try to get ahead of things and stop it from happening, which could probably save, I don't even know how many lives a year, a day, but that, being proactive would do. It's sad. It's sad that we're reactive instead of proactive. So we have to be proactive for ourselves. Okay? Get the second opinions, the third opinions, the fourth opinions, whatever. Do not settle when it comes to your health. And this also comes to your personal sanity. If you're feeling overstretched, overworked, you're burnt out, we need to learn to be able to speak up to those around us. So this is not just about doctors, guys. Let me tell you, we need to be able to look at our spouse or our family members or whoever and say, I need rest tonight. I can't take this on right now. Maybe someone is asking you to take on another task or a project. We have to learn to be able to say, no, I can't take that on right now. Or tonight, I know we had X, Y, and Z planned, but I'm actually going to go read a book and take a bath instead. Or I'm going to go binge watch my favorite TV show, whatever. I'm not saying that every day sit and watch TV and do nothing. But if you're listening to your body and today I'm not at 100%, I can feel my battery drained, then we have to be our own advocates. You need to learn to listen to yourself. And that's what this really comes down to, is listening to ourselves and also honoring what it's telling us. And some of this is going to require some positive self-talk, which I've had a whole entire episode on before. But learn to say things to yourself like, I know my body and I know something isn't right. Or rest is not selfish, it is essential. You don't get to rest when the job is done. You rest so you are charged enough to do the job. Let's say that again. You do not get to rest when the job is done. You rest so you're charged enough to do the job. Swap it around. Rest comes first. You're never going to be the best version of yourself, whether that is a wife, a daughter, an employee, a mother, a sister, a bestie, if you're running on a half a tank all the time. You're just not. You're not going to be giving them the best version of you, and you're not going to be present. You're going to be like half somewhere else while you're having these conversations with your family. While you're sitting there having dinner with your family at night, you're going to be like 8 other places instead of right there in the moment with them, cherishing that time together. So you need to honor yourself. And, as you guys probably listen to me, know that I am a beauty and wellness coach. So this all ties into beauty too. Like stress and burnout. If you ignore your needs, it'll show up on your skin. Like acne, your makeup's not going to sit the same because you're going to have extra like wrinkles and things going on. Because at the end of the day, you have to start on the inside to look good and feel good on the outside. It all starts from within, right? So it's all interworking together. people can tell when they look at you if you're refreshed or not. I don't care how much makeup you put on, I don't care how much skincare you put on, if you are not properly rested and nourished and have those self-cups full, it's going to show. It is going to show. You can't hide it. The ones who love you the most, they'll see it. They'll see it. And if you really look hard in the mirror, you'll see it too. It's just how it works. So that's why it's so important, because everything we do good for our body affects how we live our lives every single day. So I want you to really think about and reaffirm yourselves to know you are the expert on your body, your specific body. Everybody is different. There's no doctor or family member or anyone in the world who's going to know your body better than you. No one, ever. You live in this body every single day. You know what it needs. You just have to train yourself to listen. So you've got to stop ignoring those whispers and start honoring them. So I encourage you to take at least a small step to start maybe journaling. If you are already having some kind of whisper that you are thinking about right now as I'm saying this, please go make the doctor's appointment right now. Pause this and call the doctor and make the appointment, and do not settle. If something comes to mind right now that someone's asked you to take on, a task, a project, and you already feel overwhelmed, I want you to say no. And just say, I'm sorry, I don't have the capacity to take this on right now, but I would love to explore it in the future. That's all you have to say. And don't feel bad about it. Protect your peace. That has been like this, the phrase of the year for me right now is protecting my peace. It's harder to do than it is to say, and I get that. But just take those one step at a time, or a couple small steps, whatever you have the capacity to do, to start listening and honoring your own body. Because on the deepest level, it could save your life, which, does it get any more important than that? No. But even on more surface levels, it's going to help you be a better person, be the best you, right? And perform best for everyone around you. And that's what life's always already about, right? Like, so we want to be the best we can be, not just for ourselves, but for everybody around us. So that's why it's so important to honor yourself. Listen to your gut, ladies. It will tell you what you need. So learn to honor it and don't ignore it. So if you need to listen to this 5 more times, once a day for the next 30 days, if you have to, please, please, please advocate for yourself, ladies. If you are not good with confidence, I have a whole podcast just on confidence. As a life coach, I coach confidence every single day. Please reach out. Let's have a conversation. Let's learn how to build that confidence. Because, like I said, it could save your life. And at the very least, it's going to make your life better. So there's nothing to lose here and everything to gain. So I hope this inspired you. Please share this with a friend who also needs a reminder to advocate for herself, so we can help more women find their voice, find their joy, right? And pay that forward. And I hope that we as women can, unite and come together, because we're stronger together, to really start pushing back and speaking out and protecting our peace. Because enough's enough. Enough's enough. No more quiet. No more ladylike. I'm not telling you to go out and scream from the rooftops and cause scenes and be indecent or hateful in any way. I'm just telling you to stand up for what you believe in, what you know is right, and advocate for yourself. And you can do that in a positive way. Like I said earlier, there's always a positive way to do those things. So stick with positivity, but also don't back down. Do it with a smile. Do it with joy, right? So again, please share this episode. If you have questions, I'm always here. Reach out. I'm on basically every form of social media at this point, at Beauty by Carla Joy. You can find me everywhere. So reach out. And please share this with a friend. If you could leave me a review, that would be great. It helps me reach even more listeners, helps this podcast grow. If you're watching me on YouTube, please like and subscribe for more episodes like this to come. So get you another drink of mine's Java, but get you another drink and get you another dose of that joy. And enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for spending this time with me. Always a pleasure. And I will see you guys again soon. Go find your joy.